Hi everyone, I'm Sam Lassand, and welcome to your Schuylkill Report. Remember, we do different reports every month. We have the Luzerne County Community College Report, we have the Luzerne County Report, we have Mayor Cassatt's report, Hazelton, and of course our Schuylkill Report. Just want to do a little homework. I want to thank you so much for the kind words and also some of the emails we're getting, but also I'm very happy to announce, we do a scientific poll on our programming. And, neighborhood programs, neighborhood shows like us are just increasing in volume. We're like the extended social media. Appreciate that very much. As of the end of February, which was ratings month, we're looking at close to 30,000 people that watched this show, the Schuylkill Report, more than any shows, local shows that are produced on broadcast. And we appreciate that very much. Of course, the person who helps me a lot with this show is my good friend, Jerry Enders. Jerry, it's nice to have you back after you and your wife had a nice little vacation.
Yes, yeah, we took a little time off for our anniversary, Sam, and went down to Carolina Beach. And I really want to hit on that because it's all about tourism. And my relationship and involvement with the Explore Schuylkill, Schuylkill County Visitors Bureau, the Pottsville Walking Tour, tourism. So Yuengling is not just a brand or a family in Pottsville. Anywhere you go, up and down the coast, and even out in the Midwest now, wear a Yuengling shirt if you really want people to talk to you. Because the first thing is, oh, where are you from? Pottsville. Yeah, I seen your Yuengling shirt. Yeah. And one place I went in and they asked where I was from, and I said Pottsville, and it was the reverse. Oh, do you drink Yuengling? I said, well, yeah. And so we had a great time down there on our vacation. Spent a lot of time at this little bar or pub called the Shuckin' Shack. It's all seafood and that. And they have 18 locations, and they sell Yuengling in all their locations. And I got to know the guy, really great guy. And Dick here last year, or a couple of years ago, I came back from down there, and I told Dick about it. They didn't have a Yuengling sign. Now, the way Dick Yuengling works, he's right on it. And he sent them a personally autographed sign, which when I went down this year,
there it was.
It's hanging right in the bar where everybody, and the first thing the owner says, hey, check the sign out. Mr. Yuengling sent it, and he called me. That's how much it meant to the owner of that franchise.
That doesn't surprise me. And
No.
the reason why he's talking about Yuengling, folks, is as we're here at the Yuengling Museum and Gift Shop on Monotongo Street. Now, it took me a week and a half to learn how to say Monotongo, but it's on Monotongo Street, and that's why Jerry's talking about Yuengling. Let's talk about the Schuylkill Report, the Explore Schuylkill. We're talking.
Explore Schuylkill is really, this is our time of year. We just put together a new website, which we had talked about. We made a $45,000 investment into a whole new social media campaign website. All our members, if you join Explore Schuylkill, you have the opportunity to be on the new website. Any event you have going on, you just contact or email our staff at Explore Schuylkill. We can get it up and put on. So many benefits. You're in the 100,000 publication, the guide, the Explore Schuylkill guide for around the county. Plus, on the regular media, in the newspaper and other areas, Regina writes a monthly newsletter. And so, say, my museum is not in this month's newsletter, but what is in the newsletter, in the magazine, in the newspaper, is what's going on. And one of the things we're going to talk about with Wendy Yuengling as our guest today are the events going on here, the Lager Jogger and these events that go on for the summer. So when you're a member of Explore Schuylkill, you got a lot of benefits for $100 fee to become a member.
When you look about, and we've talked about this so many times, there's so many activities that happen in Schuylkill County. But, when you're looking at Explore Schuylkill and you're looking at all the different things that could be done, it's just amazing. Now, for those people in Monterey City, Frackville, Shenandoah, and the rest of Schuylkill County, McAdoo, etc., I know there's a lot of events happening. And Some of you did send me some reports, but what I'd like for you to do is continue to send me some of the activities that are happening. And so when we're doing taping our next show in April, I'll be able to mention them. So anything you have coming up at the end of April into May, let me know, and we'll be more than happy to let people know about that. But here again, you know, going on the website, you know, you have all of the opportunities there.
And there again, Sam, I'm going to jump in with you here. A lot of those areas are in Schuylkill County, and a lot of those businesses are members. You know, the station in Tamaqua, a lot of other businesses up there. We have, and the other thing you said, how do we benefit these other businesses or these other towns when they have events? They have their, say, a borough day in Schuylkill Haven. They'll call us and we'll help with some funding. Tamaqua has their events up there. So Explore Schuylkill takes their room tax, puts it in, and we help promote and we help fund. Even with Yuengling, the summer concert, we help to pay for the stage and some of the lighting. And that's where your tax dollars that go into the hotels go into marketing tourism in the county. So we take in the whole county from this side, the coal region, all the way out to Higgins.
Now, in terms of moving on to the last show we had, and we talked about things that are happening in the city with the launch box and some of the other things. Give us an update of what's happening with Patco and the great things that are happening.
Well, you know, when this airs, we will have already had our Launch Pottsville dinner. And with Launch Pottsville, we did this about 4 years ago or so, and it helped us start up with Launch Pottsville through PADCO, the Pottsville Area Development. We put dollars back in, and we get the Redevelopment Authority involved. And we took an old blighted building right next to the museum, and our friends there opened up the chopping block. And the place is thriving and doing well, but it took a vacant building in deplorable condition and is now one of the attractions in Pottsville. So Launch Pottsville, the last time around, about 4 years ago or so, the Launch Pottsville opened with funding and some without, but because of the Launch Pottsville dinner and all, we got 6 new businesses in Pottsville.
Yeah, that's great.
Because of the efforts of PADCO and so many volunteers. And there again, I'm going to say Wendy, I got her involved and talked to her becoming on the board, and great asset. We have good business people on PADCO, and we talked before, we have attorneys, we have bankers, we have business people to do some advisory work in that, and it's really a good opportunity. So Launch Pottsville, we're hoping this year will bring us 2 or 3 new businesses and opportunities for others.
You know, a lot of great things happening, and it's so nice to be able to let you know about them. Now, we're here at the Yuengling Museum and Gift Shop. It's absolutely beautiful. If you recall, years ago, I interviewed Dick here. I think they were just starting this, and wow, it's blossomed. Unbelievable, just great, just nice to walk around. It's like a museum. It's right. It is a museum. Wendy Yuengling is going to come on next and talk about what's happening, and I'm looking forward to that. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to the Schuylkill Report. I'm Sam Lassant. We're here at the Yuengling Museum and Gift Shop, Monotongo Street in Pottsville. Of course, Yuengling, no stranger to anyone, but remember, my friends, you can watch all of the Schuylkill Report shows on our website, ssptv.com. Thank you for making the Sam Lassant Show the #1 talk show in northeastern Pennsylvania. I appreciate it. And that comes from the scientific poll we did with Susquehanna Polling and Research. They're probably the #1 research polling company in the United States. And we appreciate you responding as well as you did. Appreciate it very much. Now, we're going to talk to Wendy Yuengling. Now, she is the Chief Administrating Officer. A lot of things go into making beer and making it as good as it is. You didn't get this way overnight, is that correct?
196 years in the making. The brewery was founded by my great-great-great-grandfather. So yeah, we work alongside our dad. I have 3 sisters that work in the business with me. It's awesome. We're so fortunate to have this tradition to carry on for the next generation. It's really cool.
Do you like it?
I love it. I love it. I love the people. The people that work at Yuengling are one of a kind. We've got incredible employees that have kept us going over the years, and we've had incredible support locally. I mean, that's what kept us around for 196 years.
Well respected. I got one more story to tell you, and then we'll get on to why you're really here. He was talking about going to his vacation. I'm at Disney World, and I'm at Epcot, and this goes back maybe 6, 7, 8 years ago. I think I told Jerry this story, and I'm in line, and we're at Epcot, and there's areas where you can buy beer, okay? And so I'm standing in line, and the lady says, you know, we're walking in, and there's Yuengling up there, right? And she said, oh, she said, I want a Yuengling beer, you know? I said, it's a good beer, isn't it? She said, yes. Yeah. I said, well, I said, I know Dick Yuengling. He said, you don't know Dick Yuengling. I said, yeah, well, I said, I know Dick. He's, you know, he advertises with us on our station. And she said, I still don't believe it. Hey, honey, he knows Dick Yuengling, right? So I have Dick's number, right?
Yeah.
I said, okay. So I dialed Dick. I dialed your dad, right? Your dad answers. I said, "You're not going to believe this. I'm here at Epcot, and this lady, loves your beer, and she doesn't believe that I know you." She said, "Well, let me talk to her." So he gets on. She is so excited that she's talking to Dick Yuengling, you know.
Yeah.
And I says, "Thanks, Dick. I owe you one." But it was so funny. She said, "I love it." And I don't know where she was from, Virginia or someplace, you know. But it was an interesting story, you know.
Well,
That's great.
not to take any more of her airtime, because we got to talk about the lager jogger and all, but just coming from North Carolina, Matt, that owns the Schuylkill Shacks, told me, he said he got a phone call, and he usually doesn't answer his own phone at the office, and guy said, "This is Dick." He said, "Hey, I want to thank you for handling our product and all." And he said, "Jerry," and Drew, he said, I hung the phone up and said to my girl, "That was Dick Yuengling, he called me." And he sent him signs and signed them, and this is the way the family
which is
has
great,
built this fabulous reputation. Now, Wendy, let's talk about all the great events coming up. We got first big one is the Lager Jogger.
Yeah, we're about a month away from our 13th annual Light Lager Jogger. So
What is that?
If you haven't been here, it is such an incredible day for downtown Pottsville. So we have thousands of people that descend right on the street out in front of the brewery, in Makantango Street. And we'll have just over 3,000 runners. So they'll take off at 9 a.m., they'll run a 5K course through the hills of Pottsville, and then come back here for an after party. And it is such a great day. And then they spill out into downtown Pottsville for the rest of the day. It helps us support our partners, Team Red, White, and Blue, which is helping enrich veteran lives. So it's just become such a great event for our company and for our community.
Now, I will send my cameras down here only if one thing happens. If I see Jerry running in a race. If I see
might
Jerry
be pouring
running,
beers.
I can walk.
if I see Jerry running a race, I'll have the cameras down here.
You got that on air. Wendy said I can tap the beer.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I can do that. But there's another thing, Wendy, that we are also proud being friends of the Yuengling family and brand, is how you support the veterans.
Yeah.
The tens of thousands of dollars and the checks we have seen you on social media, Facebook, that you have given to the veterans. And that goes so far.
That's the great thing about what your dad and your family does. And I'm not just saying this because we go back a long time.
We say it all the time.
Yeah, I go back, you know, in the early 90s and knowing, but the fact that you're always giving back. Not only here, but the other areas that you're in, okay, which I think is just wonderful.
It's such a large part of why we're here today and able to do what we do as America's oldest brewery. We're so thankful for the support of veterans. So we've been partnered with Team Red, White, and Blue the last couple of years through Light Lager Jogger. We have our annual Summer Stars and Stripes program that supports Team Red, White, and Blue. So we're really happy to be able to do that.
What excites you most about the things that you do? You know, I mean, you're involved in the community. Jerry has you. You give it Jerry, he'll have you working all the time. You know, I don't know how he sells his cars, but you know, what excites you the most, and why? You know, because it's not like phoniness. This comes from the heart. This is passion. It's not like I'm Dick Yuengling's daughter. No, you really get in there and work.
It's our family business, so we all take an incredible amount of pride in it. But to Jerry's point, it's the connections with people, the retailers that choose to put our products on. I mean, there's a ton of brands out there, and when they choose Yuengling, that benefits us and our family and
Saying that,
our consumers.
this is from Carolina Beach, from the Schuylkill Shack people.
That's
and they
awesome.
support cancer. And here we can hold this up Wendy, if you
Let's,
would.
let's let our people look at
That's
this.
awesome. Thank you.
And that from Matt and Sean down in Carolina Beach.
Now,
And
you see,
Thank you, Matt and Sean.
the reason why he's doing this, he and his wife get a free dinner down there now.
no, we don't.
Yeah. So Jerry said, if I mention this on the show, do I get a free dinner?
As
Guy
long as
says,
he's
go
getting
right
Yuengling
ahead.
with it.
Well, they have
This is
18
great.
locations. They started out with one.
Yeah.
2 college guys.
Gets 2 dinners now.
And so then we went up to Wilmington, South Carolina, and they had the one up there. And after that, they started franchising, and
Yeah.
they sell the product. They sell the brand Yuengling. But anyway, these
Great
are some
people.
gifts that they
Thank
sent
you
for
so
you.
much. That is so nice.
And we can leave that there. Anyway,
will
so
share them
let's
with
get
my
back
dad.
to the lager jogger. And one thing that I'm really intrigued, I don't get up all the time, Wendy, because you have all these other people who are faithful drinkers on a Friday for the taste testing.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the different flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so cool. Like Friday nights, give us a shout on that.
Yeah, so we've
What's this? Friday nights you do what?
They do special flavors of beers.
Every Friday night?
we've started a new tradition here at that's exclusive to our Pottsville Draft House and our Tampa Tap Room, where we're doing small batch beers, and we call it our Eagle Series. So the next one is coming up April 17th, if you're around. We're featuring a new IPA, which is just a small batch beer that we're not mass producing. We're just making it so that we can sell it locally here at our tap room, and we do it down at Tampa at our new restaurant called the Yuengling Draft House and Kitchen.
Oh,
So there'll be more every month. So next one is April 17th. We have another one coming up in May and June. So definitely check it out.
I will.
And the other thing is, Sam, this place gets jammed. People wait for
does.
that. And I happen to be downtown at the Eagle Tavern, a new place that opened. And after
He gets another free dinner for that.
no, I don't.
Yeah.
But I was down at the Eagle Tavern, Janet and I, and got a little dinner. And next thing, it wasn't busy. And next thing, the doors open. All these
That's
tens of
great.
people come in and say, "Wow!" I said, "Jay," I said, "Where are you coming from?" He said, "Oh, we were just up at Yuengling for taste test night, and
Yeah.
now we're coming here to eat." So that's how it helps tourism and other business, Sam.
Yeah, we'll do happy hour. We'll have live music. We'll have things going on. And then ideally, people stay and patronize downtown Pottsville.
Now, if you want it to be a success, don't let him sing. Don't
There
let
you
Jerry
go.
sing.
No singing.
You know, you're talking about, local things, and you know, it's funny because we talk about your museum, which is really definitely a beautiful place to go to. But at Vito's Coal Fire Pizza and Restaurant, I'm having lunch there after one of the shows we did, Jerry.
Right, uh-huh.
And a lady came over to me. She said, "You tell Jerry I bought a car from him."
Okay.
She bought a car from you, et cetera. And I said, "Well," he said, "and you treat. I don't get a free car." For doing this, but I mean, the point is nice that when you're talking about local flavor, that here's the owner,
Yeah.
Jerry. If you have a problem, I'm here. Which is great.
And that's how Yuengling, you come in and Dick's here, he talks to you, the girls talk to you. And one other thing we got to shout out, the Pottsville Business Association came up with these coasters. They're going to be around the local bars, tap rooms, and on the back is a QR code to see other businesses and what's going on in Pottsville.
Wow, that's
and it's
great.
a little something they introduced this morning at Padco.
Yeah.
So I had Joe bring some of these over. Sam, something we did not do yet?
Well,
Need to shout out to our sponsors.
yes.
All right, we got Bob Weaver, Chevrolet out here, Auto Group, Vito's, Coal Fire, Pottsville Eye
Care Specialist.
Pottsville Eye Care Specialist.
The best, yeah.
Christy Holman, Jerry's Northeast Auto, Explorer Schuylkill, the Republican Herald, Shamrock.
Yeah. Well, not only that, when you talk about the paper, we have a media sponsorship where we promote each other, and a lot of people look at obituaries, etc. But we're keeping local flavor. The local papers, the Standard Speaker and the Pottsville Republican, they've been very helpful to us. I would like for you to tell our audience your position as a Chief Administrative Officer. Just briefly, what is that entitled to? It's a good title.
Oh, thank you. I can't say that, titles mean a whole lot in a family business. We touch a little bit of everything between my sisters and I. So I'm involved in administration. So it's everything from HR, IT, finance, the Draft House and Kitchen, which is our new restaurant down in Tampa. And then my 3 sisters all touch various parts of the business as well. And so it's pretty cool to be able to work alongside our dad and get that kind of exposure.
So and what does Dad do? He does nothing now?
Does everything.
I was
The
going to
buck
say.
still Full stops with him.
Yeah, I just figured I'd say that, you know.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He is.
I thought he'd pop up today. We would say hi to him, okay?
You may see him.
Well, listen, I thank you for coming on the show, and thanks for letting us, do our show here. It's great.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming. It's
right.
great to have you.
We're going to take a break. Anything in closing with Wendy before we
No,
wrap it
I
up?
just thank you, Wendy. I thank you and the family for everything you do for the city and the
Appreciate
county
all
here.
your
It's
support.
really great.
Thank you to
It's really
Matt
great.
and Sean. These are
Yeah,
awesome.
Well, I'll send them a picture then, and
Yeah.
I'll send them the show down so they can see
That'd
it.
be nice,
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Don't forget his free dinners, too. SSPTV.com. We'll be back right after this. Well, welcome back to your Schuylkill Report on SSPTV.com. Remember, 24/7, Channel 13, Channel 513 on Service Electric Cablevision in the Greater Hazelton area. Here in Greater Pottsville, Comcast 190. And you see all of our schedules in the Pottsville Republican from every night from 7 to 11 in the Wilkes-Barre Mountaintop area. We're on Channel 92. And incidentally, thank you so much. The Wilkes-Barre area is up 32% in viewership, which is great. I kept Wendy here because I figured we'd end the show with a pretty girl on the set.
Absolutely. But one thing I always like to throw into is, Sam, if you see it in the Republican or you want to view our show and you don't have Comcast 190,
Right.
just Google SSPTV, the Schuylkill Report, and you can watch it. And we would like if you hit on that little button and share it with your friends.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. I was talking about we do the scientific poll. And we have nothing to do with this, but when we're looking at local neighborhood shows like this and the fact that we have it's extended social media, we're very appreciative of that, but it's people like you, Jerry, and you that come on and let people know what's going on. What's happening for next month, next taping?
Next month, we may have Salvis back again.
Okay.
Because we have the Film Festival coming up, and we might even have Wendy join us again. We'll have a couple guests, but it's the Film Fest.
You're not getting a free case of beer.
And that's when your friends from The Sopranos, we're going to be airing some of those clips.
One of my friends, you see what I mean?
Yeah, well, the
because I'm
Italians.
Italian, one of my friends. Hey, Jerry, don't get on, but you got to watch it, Jerry.
This
So-
is the first time they're doing the Pottsville Film Festival,
Yeah.
and they've had a great turnout.
Oh,
So
great
it's been a
turnout,
fantastic
great,
event.
what did you say this morning? 100 and some mini clips came in that they had to view and watch. So it's going to be a 3-day event. We'll talk about it next month and what's going on for May, and the museum will be opening up in May. So we have a lot to talk about.
Friends, thanks for watching us, and listen to Jerry. Just go to ssptv.com, Schuylkill Report, and you can watch all the shows we've done there. Appreciate you watching, and remember, anything you'd like us to talk about, Sam at ssptv.com. We'll see you next time.